holiday edition of Coach Speak, if you will. Wanted to get something out there before a Christmas break and the goodness that is time away for a brief stint, but also leave you parting with something fun, which is Coach Speak, brought to you by our friends at Artezia Water, arteziawater.com. More on them momentarily. I need lots of it right now, boys. Sorry for the voice. We're struggling right now, but this Artezia Water does indeed help, and we'll tell you more momentarily. Hey, you know, by the way, after last week's show, guys, there have been like a multitude of articles about the situation at Louisville and how those bizarre-ass press conferences play out. And I think we've exposed – now, the fine folks at Louisville already understood it. But I think we've exposed everybody in the Coach Speak world to exactly the plight of these poor Louisville Cardinals fans.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah, we're on your side, Ben, and everyone else that part of Cardinal Nation.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, Ben, who we'll welcome in now because he's going to have the first clip for us, is a Louisville Cardinal alum and horrified like the rest, I would imagine, at this point. But it's great content, my friend.
It is great content, and we will actually hear from Kenny Payne coming up on the show. At the time that we release the show, Kentucky will be kicking Louisville's ass. So I figured we would probably put Kenny Payne in just to make sure we get him in at least one more time. They did beat Pepperdine earlier this week. Big win. We're also going to have Notre Dame basketball coach Micah Shrewsberry coming up, and I want to start with a little New Mexico State football shit talk. This is awesome, guys. I've been trying to get Jerry Kill onto the show all year. He's had a big season with the Aggies, but apparently his quarterback, Diego Pavia, had a video of himself surface of him urinating on the New Mexico logo in the school's indoor practice field after New Mexico State beat them in September. Okay. Jerry Kill coaches New Mexico State, obviously, had an incredible year there. His team then went on to make the New Mexico Bowl. So remember that incident from earlier in the year. And he says the athletic director, Eddie Nunez, at New Mexico attempted to deny the Aggies access to practice facilities in response to that incident earlier this year. So this is Jerry Kill sharing his thoughts on that.
Real quick, just to clarify. So New Mexico State's quarterback may have relieved himself on the field, in their facility.
On their practice field.
On their flag.
And then
someone videoed it,
And someone videoed it, and then that school decided, maybe we're not going to invite you in with open arms to our facility. Okay,
but they're also hosting a bowl game, so that's part of the deal. You're hosting a bowl game.
All right, well, we'll see how this goes.
Doesn't get more heated than these two guys.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
we're taken care of 100%, and it was a great bowl game, and hopefully we can, do a good enough job to come back someday. But they did a great job, and I appreciate it. Now, the other part of it's this, we had all kinds of stuff, here at the bowl game trying to get done. He had to fight his ass off to get us to be able to practice in an indoor because of a situation that happened, down the road. Most of you know that. Okay, I did my part. I disciplined the young man, and it may not be the time to do it, but gosh, I'm going to get off my damn mind because I didn't say anything about it. We disciplined the young man. He doesn't get to do any interviews and stuff like that. If you want to take a toothbrush and clean toilets all the time, that ain't a lot of fun, and do community service. Well, guess what? I hope the AD here gets the same damn discipline with the people around this state that Diego got, because he deserves it. And it don't bother me a damn bit. When he don't let us want to practice in the indoor facility, when he don't want us to do this and do that, that's chicken shit.
All right.
And I don't care. That's my opinion. I get in trouble. I don't give a shit either. Because I can go down to Mexico tomorrow. Drink margaritas.
Whoa, all right.
And let you all enjoy your life.
Piss on whatever I want.
Mine.
Yeah, all right.
But I got class. I've had class my whole life.
Yeah.
And you can ask the college football profession. I've had class. Never been treated like that. And guess what? When that incident happened, I didn't know about it for 2 months. And we beat them right here. Then they tell me after the game, take that to the bank And he better be disciplined. He better be disciplined by the state.
State.
And if he's not, it's a crime.
Well,
okay.
I don't know that that's true, Jerry, but
It is a crime. It's a felony.
I don't think it's a crime, but Jerry was about to have an even greater nervous breakdown there, boys. He's about to ride out to Mexico and call it a day.
Yeah, man. That AD was sounds like the AD won. The AD won that battle. If Jerry kills, like all of a sudden, like I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm going below the border. I'm going south of the border. Y'all ain't never going to see me again.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Okay,
Yeah.
so his player's the one that peed on the field,
Yeah. But he disciplined him, Ira. Damn it, he disciplined him. He was scrubbing toilets with a toothbrush.
and then he's mad because he didn't find out about it for 2 months. Like, whose fault is that?
No. I think he's mad that. No, I don't think he's mad about that. I think he was saying he didn't know about it for 2 months, so he didn't discipline him.
Right. He would have done something sooner.
He would have done something
Right.
sooner, but he didn't
Right.
know about it.
And then why can't the quarterback do an interview?
Oh, because that's
That
the
was
punishment.
part
for
of the
not-
punishment.
Yeah. That's the punishment for peeing on the practice field 2 months ago.
So that's his big punishment.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
it's a really,
and don't forget the toothbrush with
Toothbrush with the
in
toilets.
the toilets.
And then what does he want to have happen to the AD?
I think he wants him killed.
I think Corey's right, but at the very least, he wants him charged with some sort of crime, which I'm a little unclear on.
Yes.
There's so many things. I mean, the bottom line is Jerry Kill's got a lot of anger. He's got a lot of anger, and he sees those margaritas just across the border,
And he's like, I'm out.
and it seems like he just wants to go do that. And
That's
this was
an easy alternative for all of us.
it's not a bad one. Is Jerry Kill the one that had the seizures and like
He
had
was died several times. Yes, he was the guy at Minnesota.
he might need to relax a little.
You'd think he'd be more kind of like Kumbaya, like just
At
living
this
his best
point-
life after those
Jerry's
seizures that
taking
he
it.
had.
He's riding with fire right up to the end. Jerry's not, he's not having it, boys. The thing is, I don't think the world understands the intensity of the New Mexico State rivalry, and we got a little taste of it right there.
Yeah, that was big time. I didn't understand it either, quite honestly. Now I do. Now I've seen it in its full glory.
We'll have to get together for a watch party next year.
He wants that AD jailed, apparently.
Shot, jailed, something.
He should have his quarterback pee on the AD.
That's
film
the whole thing. I'm impressed by the ability to turn a situation where your player
peed on
their field, videotaped it, and now you've somehow got the high road.
Yeah.
Is an interesting play.
And that AD needs to be charged with a crime.
I kind of get it. Like if you're hosting a bowl, like you're getting paid to do
being angry about not having access to practice facilities.
Yeah, that's real anger and that's legitimate.
Yeah, but man, I mean, I kind of.
But also, I get it. Like the AD's like, man, he shouldn't be allowed in there. That was a crime. What he did.
And he said, had I known about that said crime 2 months ago, I'd have made him clean toilets earlier, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And then you tell me after the game, which is chicken shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What a press game. And
did.
they won. Didn't they win?
Yeah.
They won that game. Yeah. They beat
involved.
Auburn worse than Alabama did. But they're not in the playoff. Somebody should have been asking him about that.
No. But I do think we summarized it well. That was good, Ira. The way we had to come circle back and piece it all together.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page because a little confusing.
Got it.
Ben, let's move it along here. That was a good one.
Ooh, tough act to follow with that one. I've got an idea of where we can go next, though. How about Curt CIgnetti talking about his first signing day at Indiana? And I couldn't believe that this was the actual quote when Corey sent it to us, but lo and behold, it sure is.
But I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to see it.
Here we go. Here it is. Siggs is frozen.
Indiana. Hey, Curt, Todd Goldman with CNHI Indiana. When it comes to that culture you were just talking about, meshing the recruits you're getting and some of the guys you kept, where does that process start? I mean, what
do you mean? I don't get the question.
Well, when you recruit them, how do you sell your vision of your culture? I mean, what's the...
Who are you talking about? The high school guys, the transfers? Who?
All of the above. I mean, how do you... Is there
it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Google me.
Man, I don't.
That's the best.
So it plays even better than I thought it would because I saw the transcript because I don't usually see any of this stuff beforehand. I saw the transcript, and I'm like, that's crazy.
How did you see the transcript, by the way? Because you sent it to us, but I didn't even. Did you
Somebody
see it on
tweeted. Somebody tweeted about it. Like, just check out this exchange
with
and
Sigs.
With Sigs, and the fact that he's leaning over. I didn't know what the visual was. Leaning over, bored to death to be there.
Oh, he's pissed.
He's pissed that he has to deal with media members when all he does is win football games. It's a perfect visual and a perfect quote.
It would be perfect if he did have the ashtray on the dais there too, with the burning cig.
Just ashing real quick after he could have taken a long
drag while he's
and then said, "Google me."
We got to make sure that would be good. We got to make sure, Ben, that we're monitoring anytime Sigs gets a question from a female reporter. I cannot wait to hear these.
Yes.
I can't. Let's please do that. I mean,
he has disdain. He has disdain for everyone. It would appear, but it might go to a new level.
That's got to go somewhere else. There.
Listen, hun.
Yeah, there it is.
I guess there's not a pie that needs to be baked somewhere.
Yeah,
So
somebody's starving.
Football?
Let's get to the sandwiches.
I mean, that's going to be something to monitor for sure. Hey,
Without
Greg Doyle loves him. He wrote a column saying that he's changed the whole narrative of Indiana football.
Greg Doyle's bored. He's covering Indiana.
I guess. But man, I usually agree with Greg
Doyle.
Doyle.
Article he can write now.
I
just don't know how he sees that guy and thinks that's good for Indiana.
I also feel that if you're going to use Google Me, you got to be coming from somewhere other than James Madison.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you get to play Google Me it would be like one of us.
Yeah,
we're big deals in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah.
Google me, hun.
Google me. Corey Clark, Warchant. Google it. See what comes up. A lot of hits. It also if he was 31, it'd be like Google me. I'm a young coach and I just went 41-7 at James Madison. He's got to be in his mid 50s, right?
Yeah,
right?
Should be close.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Somewhere in there.
So good. You haven't done. I mean, I know you were a good coach at James Madison, but come on, man. Kirby Smart can say Google me.
Right.
You're in Indiana after winning at James Madison in your 50s.
I like that Sigs takes on the persona, though. It's like, remember when Larry King was unclear on just who Jerry Seinfeld was
yes,
in the interview after like 9 years of being the best show in America? And he's like, do you know who I am?
Yeah. He asked him if he got canceled. Did you get canceled or did you quit on your own? Canceled?
Yeah.
The number one show in America.
Are you?
That's CIgnetti. That's Sigs. I can't wait.
There. Yeah,
that guy is going to be that's going to be a lot of fun.
We love you, Sigs.
Ben, what do we got?
All right, let's follow that up with Mr. Organization himself, Billy Napier, who was a little confused at his National Signing Day press conference when he was asked about some guys he missed out on.
What do they
5 or
say? Are
6.
you not entertained? Right?
Changes affect this recruiting class? Obviously, there were some, losses at those positions in particular.
Which positions?
The defensive back and the defensive line.
What losses at those two positions?
Coaching staff.
Commitment. Multiple commitments that left the
Yeah,
class.
I don't think we lost players at those two positions. Fills me. But I think that was in the works prior to making that change. But I do think that we were able to get commitments at those positions as well, So I think there's a little bit of both there, if that makes sense. Ultimately, the position coach is part of the equation, but it's not the end-all, be-all, right? And I think this cycle probably proves that, right? We may have lost one player, but we also added players at those positions. So, good question.
That was sincere.
Yeah, that was very sincere. Good question.
I like that now we've gotten to the point now with that press crew that they're ready for this game, which he plays. Which every week it's somebody asks a question. Billy Napier has no earthly idea what the hell they're talking about,
or he just asks it back.
Yes,
always.
And then it's not just that reporter chiming back in; it's like everybody shouting.
It's his whole crew. It's like a
game
squad.
show.
Yeah, it's a squad yelling back.
They're this close to yelling, "Hey, dumbass!"
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
don't act like we're fools. And I know what he's kind of trying to do. He's kind of like saying, we don't, they weren't on the team, so that we didn't lose them. They were just committed, and I don't want to recognize that we lost them. But I mean, come on, man, you coach at Florida. You know what I mean? You have an invested fan base. Quit treating them like idiots and answer questions.
The anger, Ira, you're right to touch on this game. They're ready for him now to the point where they've thought out, okay, look, we lost 3 defensive linemen, a safety, a wide receiver, and a defensive back. Okay, now I'm going to ask him about that. He, in turn, is going to then say, who? Name him.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah.
It's going to be a gotcha moment.
We lost somebody? The University of Florida lost somebody?
So it'd be a weird way of doing press conferences. It'd be like walking to Mike Norvell for us to interview him and knowing he was going to immediately be contentious, re-ask the question back to you, make you name names. So you're coming loaded for bear. Everybody's like, go ahead, Billy, let's go.
Yeah. I know what's coming.
I want to turn it into a real game show. Can we do that? Can we make this happen to where somebody will ask a question, he'll come back with what do you mean by that question, and then we have to guess which press corps member answers with the correct answer to the first question. Who figures it out? Who in the press corps is the first one to buzz in? Because they should get an award or something for the first. And it can't be the person that originally asked the question.
Right.
It's got to be one of the other people who they figured it out, even though Billy can't figure it out.
Yeah.
It'll be whoever the oldest person is in the press conference who's just lived enough life to be like, what the hell are we doing? I'm not dealing with this, Billy. I got to get home and have dinner. Just answer the stupid question.
Is Pat Dooley still around being angry?
I don't think he's at the press conferences
anymore. He's not at the press conference.
He's still in town.
Yes, yeah.
That would be good. All right, Ben, what do we got?
All right, guys. I don't know the context of this question, but I stumbled across it on Twitter, and it's too good. It's our friend Kirk Ferentz talking a little bit about his coaching style and throwing a little jab at USC's defense.
Oh.
We're really not worried about points per game, passing yardage per game, all the stat stuff. Points per game is interesting, it's important, but I got another one. I'll hold that in my pocket till January for you. But what is important is wins per game. And if you want to evaluate a quarter,
wins per game,
check the wins per game column, because I can think of a guy that entered the conference recently that came with widely acclaimed, offensive stats and all that. And that's usually how those guys get to become well known, because of their, whatever they're doing, throwing it, running it, wishbone. But then you look a little deeper. So what's this guy's wins per game? And there's usually a correlation. People that just throw the ball around, it makes it tougher to win. It makes it tougher to be on good on defense. I think Phil would tell you that. So there is a team concept here that is really important to me. It's the only way we can win, in my opinion. And come right back to it. I lost my train of thought.
No, you didn't. Yeah. Wins per game.
It still gets down to wins per game.
It does.
I know the other one. There's a school on the West Coast right now that's going to recommit to defense. You have a 42 to Tulane last year in a bowl game. So, at a place where Ronnie Ott played. So I just find it, now they're going to think about defense. To me, that was the first thing we thought about 25 years ago.
Oof.
That ain't going to change. That just ain't going to change. So the coordinator coming in is going to have to understand, this is who we are. It's worked pretty well. We're looking to improve, always looking to improve.
Ferentz went all in on
There's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack.
There is a lot there.
So Iowa fans, and I happen to be really good friends with one of them, will tell you that he's not too far off base, that the weather's horrible. They don't get elite athletes. They've got to control the clock and the ball. They got to run it, and they got to play elite defense. And there's the other side of it, which is that you do have to score occasionally to be elite.
You have to practice offense. You do at some point. You have to practice offense.
Right. So this is the fight at Iowa, and he's sticking up for his son who was just fired while ripping the shiny gold toy that USC hired, right? Because
who else was he talking about? Who else was he talking about? Was it James Franklin? Who else was he talking about that came into the Big Ten with a high-flying offense?
Maybe Matt Rule.
But that was just, I don't know. It's not like he was a high-flying offensive guy with the Panthers. I can't think of who the new Big Ten was. It the Illinois guy? I don't know.
Wait, Oregon?
I was thinking Oregon, but they're not there yet. But they're
I was
coming
thinking
here.
it had to be somebody that's already in the conference.
He said it's somebody new to the conference. So I
think he's talking about, he's talking about USC because he talked about Ronnie Lott.
So he talked about them the second part. The first part, I couldn't think of who he would be talking about.
He was talking about it sounded like he was talking about a new school, a school coming into the conference, which makes me think it might be Oregon, especially the fact that they give up 1 million points again in their last games. I don't know, but I agree with you, Jeff, as he was saying that. And I've been saying this all along, the whole thing about them getting a new offensive coordinator. Man, who wants that job? Nobody that wants to score points as an offensive coordinator is even going to consider taking that job because they know that's not how he wants to win. He doesn't think they can. He doesn't think they can win that way in Iowa.
The thing that's tough about this is he does win.
Right.
Yeah. That's the part where I've always defended Ferentz to some degree. Like, it's awful to watch, but they went 10-2. I mean,
I agree. So I'm with you on all that. So I'm a little conflicted though, because then when he starts talking about the newfangled forward pass, like, come on, man, you're allowed to throw the football and still play defense.
Guys, their first loss was I think a 17-0 loss to Penn State, where they had 71 yards of total offense.
That's tough.
Their last loss was another shutout loss to Michigan, where I assume they had 5 first downs.
Right.
You can still preach and love and believe in defense and not look like that, because that is unacceptable. People are getting paid.
That his son got fired. That's the whole thing. Like, I think it's the weirdest conundrum to be an Iowa fan. Like, that coach has been there for 25 years and he's won a ton.
Yeah.
A ton. Like, what's reasonable at Iowa, boys? Probably no better than what he's done. You know,
yeah, exactly. But watching them play offense shouldn't make your eyes bleed.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the ones where when they go on offense, I assume Iowa fans watching TV, that's when they go to the kitchen to get a beer. Yeah. They got to go pee. They got to go make a phone call. They know in 3 minutes the team that can the side of the defense, the side of the ball that can actually score, their defense, our special teams will be back on the field. And who would take that job? Like, you talk, offensive coordinators all want to be head coaches. They all want to be upwardly mobile. Mm-hmm. Who in the world is going to go to Iowa where they're going to kill their career?
You're going to get, it's like there's a sales manager job at this business where the owners don't want you to actually sell stuff.
Yeah.
Don't sell too much.
4 years ago, you got a chance to be the executive vice president at Blockbuster. That's what it would be like to be the OC at Iowa. It's like, great, man. I mean, I'm getting paid here for a short amount of time, but what do I do with this on my resume when I go bankrupt?
Do you think that any prospective OC that is interested, because it does pay well, so you go and you interview for that job, does he sit across from Ferentz and say, am I allowed to score 21?
Yeah. I know you don't believe in points per game.
What's the number where you get mad at me?
Yeah. 30 I know is a personal affront and an insult to you and your family.
It's insulting to football to score 30 points, Corey.
Not doing that. Nope. But can I get to 24 points?
Yeah.
If we do install the wishbone,
yes.
Can I throw out of that 5 times a game?
A couple of wrinkles.
Yeah, a couple of wrinkles where we do the
wrinkles off the
pass
wishbone.
thing. The pass thing they're doing in other parts.
You know, I like where your head's at. I've always wanted to install the wishbone, but I'm not so sure about these 5 passes that you're talking about here. I mean, why can't we just run it the way it was meant to be run?
Trying to play defense here.
He felt very close in that little gathering to saying what you said at the beginning, Jeff, which is it felt very close to him saying, guys, we cannot get athletes here. We're in Iowa. This is where we are. This is the only chance we have to win football games. Stop asking me about the offense.
He did just say that. That is 100% correct. That's what he just said right there. Hey, done a lot of winning, and all your newfangled offensive guys get fired left and right.
Yeah,
so
here I am. 9 wins every year, baby.
Still
9
winning,
wins.
boys. Ben, what do we got?
Hey, let's keep it in the Big Ten. New offensive coordinator for the Nittany Lions, Andy Kotelnicki. I think I said that right. Okay, him talking about his offensive philosophies and makes an interesting comparison so the reporters can understand where he's coming from here.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
How do you go about simplifying the picture for the offense while presenting something complex to the defense, especially for the quarterback, so that player can excel at his position?
Yep. Well, I've had a saying for a while now, and players that have played with me could probably regurgitate it back. We always talk about win with speed. And so to your point about playing fast, right? Win with speed, right? Allow kids to think, react fast, everything like that. So you talk about complexity versus simplicity, okay? Simplicity will always win, okay? But now I'm gonna go someplace. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a Dairy Queen in town?
Yeah, of course. It's Pennsylvania.
Well, I'm sure there's a creamery too, right? I've had a little bit of that. It's fantastic, right? Okay, but here's where I'm going. Do you like blizzards? Okay,
Yep.
right? You had probably multiple different kinds of blizzards, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the Reese's.
Maybe you put Reese's peanut butter
Sprinkles.
cups and
Sprinkles
Reese's
on 'em.
Pieces.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Those are money.
Maybe you put Heath, right? There you
Ooh,
go.
that's a good
right?
one.
There's
Oh,
the
yeah.
top
What
Heath
about
right there.
Maybe a
You're the
Twix.
1%. Okay.
Cookies and cream.
So the blizzard in itself, right, is a wonderful dessert, right, which we should all use in moderation, correct?
Following you
Okay?
so far. Yep.
In itself looks complicated because it's messy inside, right? And the person working there puts it in the machine and the ice cream.
Okay.
But fundamentally, it's
Right.
mostly made up of what?
Ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
And some sprinkles.
So if you could equate offensive football to your favorite blizzard and understanding that what it's going to look like is going to be looking like a messy piece of deliciousness, but fundamentally is composed of really just vanilla ice cream
Yeah.
and your favorite candies, right? That's when we talk about simplicity versus complexion, right? So it's going to look really complex, but really at the end of the day, it's just two ingredients mixed together. So we want to make sure that we have
Blizzards.
the vanilla part of our offense mastered
The base.
to the
Got it.
point that is the solid foundation of everything
So-
that we can do.
So does Kirk
that when we
Ferentz.
mix in all that
Yeah.
goody stuff.
He wants to stay
right,
there. You're not allowed to add Reese's.
It's going to make something that's really awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
That was off the top of my head, by the way, the blizzard
Oh.
analogy.
No
Okay,
chance.
hopefully it made sense. We were able to kind of connect those dots. For
No
those of you who are
chance.
lactose intolerant, I'm sorry.
that did not happen.
No.
There's
On
no
the
chance.
top of his head, he used the Blizzard reference. Come
You
on,
know-
man.
You know how when you eat a blizzard really fast and you get that headache?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I got listening to that analogy. That for some reason he talked to us like we were 6 years old and needed an hour to understand that very complex
he was
thing.
trying
That
to
he
find
just
a way
came
to
up
bring
with.
it on home and land it, Ira, and he was struggling. I mean, that was just a guy trying to find a way.
I wonder if he used that in the interview with Franklin.
Let's hope
Like,
not.
what do you see for our offense? Well, Coach, I'm glad you asked, and he has a cooler full of blizzards.
Coach, have you
just
ever
said
had a
to-
blizzard?
Yeah, I bet you have, haven't you, Coach? Well, look at this. This is vanilla ice cream, but I put some Heath bar in there. I put some Twizzlers, just some
Twizzlers?
flakes. Well,
I'd fire you on the spot if you're throwing.
that's a good point. Twizzlers suck. It's the first candy that came to my mind. Sorry,
This is
my
off the
bad.
top of your head, Corey.
It's just off my dome. I didn't know this was even a thing. That's really exciting to watch.
Do you think he thought that would like become like a viral coaching clip sensation, or do you really
So-
think?
Well,
or-
at the end, he tried to rescue it because he knew it was stupid. He
Yeah.
failed. He failed this one chance to use this Blizzard reference, and he failed miserably. You could just see the look of disappointment. Like, well, I was just talking. I hope I made sense to y'all. He knows. He knows he didn't make any damn sense. Hey, I have a question for you two.
Okay.
This feels like a segue to a sponsor.
Oh man,
It feels
how
like-
are you so on to me, buddy? How did you know this? There. Oh, look at
Oh, look at
Corey.
that.
There it is.
It's empty. I need a new delivery, gang. I got 2 empty jugs. 3 almost. 3. Look, I got another one here.
His jugs are empty.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ira, we're going to do a coach speak first. ArtesiaWater.com. Tell the folks about it. Give me a second.
Jeff may go get his prop as well. I feel bad because I've got an empty over there, but I got some full ones too, Corey.
I'm
Artesia-
about to fill up with my Artezia water right here. As you
You're
talk.
leaving too? Everybody's
yeah, it's
leaving?
just you. It's just you.
Guys, oh, look at that. Jeff Cameron's got, is that a full one?
That's a full one. It's going up next after the show.
That is a grown man carrying around a 5-gallon jug of water like it's nothing. ArtesiaWater.com, guys, is the website. Artesia with a Z. They're great sponsors of Coach Speak. It's just tremendous. You know, I started thinking, guys, we're raising some really overprivileged kids, because now I don't think my kids are ever going to drink tap water again.
Never again. My son will not do it.
Yeah.
Now
I
that
hate
they-
it. I have to do it in Atlanta because I don't have Artesia up at my other place in Atlanta. But man, how long was I off the camera there?
Oh,
Ira?
it
8
5
seconds. Yeah,
Right.
and I just filled up a 20-ounce bottle of water, and I almost can't hold it. It's so cold.
Freezing.
It's cold and delicious from the Florida aquifer. And if you live in North Florida, over into west into Alabama and up into South Georgia, you can get Artezia Water delivered to your workplace or your house, anywhere you want. If you got a tent somewhere, see if they'll come set it up. And if you mention Coach Speak, either on when you call them, go to the website and call their number, or you can go to the website and ask for a quote or information. If you mention Coach Speak, you get the first month free. And again, we can't speak more highly enough about them. They do a great job, great customer service because they're locally owned, and it's the purest, freshest, cleanest water that you'll ever have.
ArtesiaWater.com. Go check it out. Ben, next coach, what do we got?
A perfect transition over to college basketball now. Let's hear from our guy, Kenny Payne. He's previewing the matchup with Kentucky. And as we said, at the time of this release, Kentucky's probably already up by 20. So
You said after the game the other night that you don't want your players playing in fear of losing, so forth. Is that a concern going into this game since you're going to be such an underdog, or what?
It's a concern every game. Sometimes you want to win so much that you take the emphasis off not losing, and you play tentative. So I want these guys to play free. I know they're going to make mistakes. You can't play this game, Russ, without making mistakes. So I need them to go out there and play free, play hard, play together, knowing that it's okay if you make mistakes.
Well, they do.
Kenny, the attendance at the past couple of games has been notably low. Now having Kentucky coming up, are you guys concerned at all about seeing a lot of other Kentucky fans out there? Is that something that's maybe being discussed?
Hadn't been discussed, but at the end of the day, look, we got to go fight. We got to go out and fight to get a win, and we got to go out and play our brand of basketball. And I know from the outside looking in, it looks like we don't have a chance. Well, we got a chance, and we're going to go out and fight to get that and prove people wrong and see what happens. If we believe, it doesn't matter what nobody else does.
That's right.
And the difficulties in facing someone that you used to work for, and just wondering if you could just talk about that just a little more here, and just things you're looking forward to, but also the certain challenges you have in going up against someone that you consider a friend.
The challenges are he has a very, very good team. The reality of it is they could easily be a top 5 team. As the year goes on, as they play more and more games, you can see they've gotten better. They share. They opposed to making this Kenny Payne versus Coach Cal. This is their players versus our players, and we're fighting to earn respect, and they are being respected, and they've earned that. So we got to go out and earn our respect as well. So more than anything, the players. Going against Cal is we probably both don't want to be in this situation because we have so many years.
I don't think Cal's
together.
worried about it, Kenny.
But at the end of the day, I know he wants to beat me down, and I want to win the game by 1, and I'm happy. So.
Okay.
Kenny doesn't help himself because he's also boring as all hell.
He is.
I wonder. I want Kenny to take Billy Napier's approach. Like when they ask him, what do you think it's going to be like? You think there's going to be a lot of Kentucky fans in the stands? He should just come back with, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean? They don't have season tickets to Louisville basketball. I don't understand what you're asking.
I don't know what you're. Yeah, I don't know what you're. What's the question?
You're both in the same state of Kentucky, so they're.
Yeah. They're probably Kentucky and Louisville fans. They love both programs equally. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, and so I know that last quote he had got a lot of publicity because he doesn't help himself with when he says stuff like that. And look, this might be his last press conference. I think we're coming up on the end of his tenure. But at the beginning, the first clip, he said sometimes you can emphasize not losing enough that you make it hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
What you can get tight and play and you're not playing to win because you're emphasizing not losing so much that you don't emphasize playing.
You think
to
that
win.
he gave us a window into the problem?
Maybe because I sat there for the next minute as he rambled on about whatever, and I'm like, what is that? What is he trying
What is he
to say
talking
there?
about?
I get so when you get a big lead, sometimes you can play tentative because you're trying not to lose.
Yeah.
Well, Louisville doesn't have that problem ever. Against Pepperdine they did, against the Waves they did, but other than that, they always lose. They're not playing not to lose because they're horrible at it. So I think they freed up to not worry about that because nobody expects anything of them.
Kenny, you're a 14-point underdog tonight, buddy. Don't worry about it. Let it fly. Let it fly. I looked it up during his rambling. Kentucky's favored by 13.5. I'm probably going to lay it, but I'm just letting you know that.
Well, apparently it's going to be mostly Kentucky fans. It's going to be like a home game for the Wildcats.
But that was a weird thing because, like you said, Corey, I hadn't seen the clips, but I did see that quote because it was all over Twitter. What a weird thing to say. What does even that mean? That Coach Cal and I love each other so much, we don't want to be playing this game. We'd rather not have to play each other because we've worked together. We're good friends, but he wants to beat me down, and I just want to beat him by a point. Why? What does that even mean?
I'm a better human being than Coach Cal.
Maybe.
I have deeper feelings than he does. Also, I'm not capable of beating his ass. So we're
yes, correct. I think that was the sentiment is like he wants to beat me by 30 because he can.
Yeah.
If I win, it's going to be on a 90-foot hook shot at the buzzer to win by a point. So that's
if he wins, I hope he takes his shirt off tonight and goes against character and just runs into the stands and does all kinds of crazy things because he knows this is it.
Yeah.
What he should do? They should roll out a slip and slide on the court. And then he could just take off his shirt and run and slide across the court.
Slide right into Cal's bench.
I do like that the reporter asked him whether or not they've had any private discussions about what the arena is going to look like. Imagine having that conversation. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, I said, fellas, what's the plan for having an overwhelming number of Kentucky fans here tonight?
What is our administration going to do about this?
And that's the thing. What would the recourse be?
Shoot them. Are we allowed to shoot them? Can we tase every other Kentucky fan?
Can we force them out of the arena, please? What's our plan tonight? All right, Ben, give us the last one. What do we got?
All right, this guy is the polar opposite of Kenny Payne. I know. You're welcome. But his team is about as bad, maybe worse than Louisville. Notre Dame basketball. They just lost to the Citadel last night.
I saw that by 20. They didn't just lose. They got crushed.
It was bad. So this is Micah Shrewsberry with about 3 minutes worth of gold.
I apologize to anybody that paid money to come watch that effort from that team. The one thing is they at least got to watch one team play hard. I thought Citadel played connected. I thought they played hard. I thought they played with a purpose. And I thought our team was poor in that area. That starts with me. Number one, it starts with me. And I got to find a way to get these guys ready to go.
Mike, you score 6 in a row to start the second half, and it looked like everything was relatively okay. How does it turn the way it turned after that?
This game was over before we even got here. We have no energy to shoot around. We didn't have any energy at practice. That's who this team has been. But you have an opportunity, right? You try and learn from whatever the last game was, right? So you end the first half, you end the second half, and we talk about how we finished. But one play kind of changes everything, right? And we have the ball, we're up. I think we're up 3, and we run a play. Tay rolls, catches it, and then turns it over. When he's at the rim and Keba's at the rim open, we turn it over. They go down and get fouled and get free throws. Next possession, Marcus comes down and turns it over. They go down, get fouled and get free throws, get points. There's the game. The game flips right there with turnovers like that. And then our emotional intelligence is not very good. We don't handle failure well at all. When failure happens, we collapse, right? So that's on me as a coach. I got to find a way for us to be better. Hopefully I can find a way for us to not fail.
I like him.
Michael, what kind of message does it send benching Keba, Tay, and Brady late in the second half?
I should have benched them earlier.
Oh. Is this the biggest disappointment so far in your tenure here?
Yes. I hate every loss. But to not come out and compete, man, that don't sit well with me, ever. That's why I say I apologize to the fans, right? My message for the game was this is the Christmas season.
And like you see a lot of people mail it in early before Christmas, and people come in here and get beat. And that's maybe I was forecasting what was going to happen. But they don't believe what I say.
Braden is your 3-point specialist. But
No, he's not.
Oh.
He's shooting 20-something% from three.
Geez, there you go.
Okay, so how do you get the best out of him after performance?
He's got to play better. He's got to guard some people. He's got to have some toughness.
Okay.
Or he's going to be sitting next to me. Him and Tay. And Keba. The same way.
All of
they're
them.
playing with zero effort right now from him.
Do you go back to Rawls tonight and work with them, or just let the...
No, we can't. Rules don't allow us to not do it on the game day. We'll get back in here early tomorrow. We're going to spend some time in here practicing. I don't care about this game on Friday. I can tell you that right now. This is about our team getting better. But this is about our team finding some kind of focus, having some kind of competitive balance. It doesn't matter who you play. Everybody can beat you. And these dudes, like, they get up in the morning and they march. And they got some toughness to them. And we don't have toughness. And we wilted right away. But that, again, that starts with me. I got to change my approach. So we'll have a different approach. And we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen on Friday. But if people don't compete, then you're going to see more walk-ons a lot more earlier than this. Because we're building a culture. And that ain't it. That is not the culture we're trying to build. So a message needs to be sent to some of these guys that, like, if you don't play hard, then you can sit and rot over there on the bench. And I'll find a way. I'll go and talk to the people in compliance. I will help you transfer.
Get
this
up on
culture
out.
is getting built the right way, and if you ain't a part of it, you're out. And I don't care.
He
This
needs
guy's
to.
our new hero on Coach Speed, boy.
He is the best. I want to see him. You know, like at Showtime at the Apollo, the Sandman with the broom.
Oh,
He needs to just sweep off all the guys on the bench. Just like if he's mad at them, just sweep them off the court.
Yeah, get on out.
You got to go. You got to go.
Man, so
That's
both
so good.
teams are horrible. Like if Louisville and Notre Dame played,
What a game.
It's a 40 minutes of puke. But imagine being a Louisville fan and watching that press conference and then watching the Notre Dame press conference. Man, I believe in that. I believe in Shrewsberry, man. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But I like somebody with that kind of fire and vinegar. It also helps that they're not his kids.
There it is.
Look at this.
Oh, nice. Okay,
There
February
it is.
21st, gang. First
Let's
team to
go.
12.
We might do our first Coach Speak watch along.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
I that's the thing. I don't know that he's going to be successful. I mean, we all love that press conference, and if you're a fan of Notre Dame, that's exactly what you want to hear.
Yep.
These guys are not my guys. I can't win with these guys. I'm going to get guys I can win with, or these guys are going to change who they are and play my way. That's exactly what you want to hear. But I have no idea if it's going to work.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
That could go south in a hurry. They could just not play for that guy after being called out repeatedly.
This team probably won't, but when he gets his guys in, maybe they will. But it just you can see a roadmap for a personality like that being successful.
Yeah,
very successful, perhaps.
But
I don't know that you see it with Louisville.
I like because this happens all the time where people have reputations for being a thing and then they're not that thing. And my man was having none of it. Jerry is your great 3-point shooter. No, he's not.
No, he can't make anything.
He can't shoot a lick. He's out here shooting 20%.
Hey, the
He's
great
not a
part of that, the
specialist.
kid that he's referencing is his son.
Is it really?
Yes.
That's awesome. That is great.
Actually,
You
you
have
know
to end
what?
there. That is too good. It's
That
perfect.
makes me feel better because I felt bad. I kind of felt bad for the kid. It's like, hey, he's in a shooting slump. Lay off, coach. New
It's
coach.
his
But
son.
it's his son. Okay, that's perfect.
Ben,
God.
I know. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sorry, Braden.
Can't hit the broadside of a barn old Braden Shrewsberry over there.
Square up, Braden. Sweet Jesus, you're all cockeyed. Come on.
Yeah, please make a shot.
Ben, I know that we wanted more Kenny Payne, but I think we want more Shrewsberry now.
Yeah,
Like,
especially if they keep losing to teams like the Citadel by 20 points.
So there's no doubt who just won the coach of the show.
Dave Aranda, coach of the week.
Aranda, coach of the week, yeah.
Right? It's him or Jerry Kill.
Or Siggs.
Ooh,
Google
Siggs.
Google him.
Siggs is
Google
good
him.
too. But no, it's
a weekly occurrence, I think. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Arteziawater.com. You guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you might celebrate. We appreciate you very, very much. It's been fun this year. We've been doing this. We're going to keep doing it. Basketball is the gift that keeps giving for Coach Speak, so we're going to keep doing this. Great job, Ben, putting together all the clips for us as always. For Ira and Corey, I'm Jeff. Peace.
Happy holidays.